Welcome back to Two Trees in the Pod with Alyssa and Sam, where we talk about all things life and relationships and tie it back to faith. I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Sam.
And today we are so excited to talk about holy gains, fitness. Let's get into it. Welcome back, friends. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. We just got back from the 4th of July weekend, and we are sunburned and ready to record this week's episode.
We are definitely fried. We got defeated by UV4 and like an hour at the beach, so that's all it took to take us down. The New Hampshire sun. Could you imagine if we had gone to Florida or wherever? Like, we would be like worms on the sidewalk, dried up on the ground. Or no.
Yeah, I don't know, but God turned the sun up this weekend, and we
Had
felt
to have. Was that global warming?
it. We got global warmed.
Yeah, I was warmed globally by the sun. So we hope you guys all had a nice 4th of July weekend and were able to soak up the sun, hopefully in rations, not like how the sun soaked us up this weekend. But hey, maybe it'll fade to a tan.
You can only hope.
The long weekend was definitely great. For those of you who got to take Friday off, good for you. That's awesome. Love a 4-day weekend. There's nothing better than that. So today's episode, we kind of hinted at it last week. We wanted to talk a little bit about fitness because Sam went back to the gym once. So now, when I said he's lifting again, that was the one and only time he lifted.
I'll get back there. We've had a busy week.
Yeah. No, I'll give you credit where credit's due. You've been into pickleball, and you'll go on a walk with me when I ask really nicely. No comment?
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, I bet you do. So, we're going to talk about physical fitness as a Christian, because I think there's kind of some opinions out there, like, maybe like, well, why does physical fitness matter? Does Jesus really talk about physical fitness? And how does this apply to me in my faith life? How does going to the gym or getting physically active, how is that going to make me a better Christian? Shouldn't I just spend more time reading the Bible? Shouldn't I spend more time in prayer? Is fitness a waste of time?
So if you want to look at it from a non-biblical perspective, fitness improves every single aspect of your life, whether it's your well-being, your mental health, how your social life goes. When you feel physically fit, not only are you more confident, feeling better, and able to do more things, but you're quite literally a better person. You are a healthier, all-around better person. It helps and impacts every area of your life, and you would be crazy to think that it also does not affect your spiritual health. If it improves every aspect of your life, why would it be completely separate from one of the most important, your spiritual health?
We've kind of been instructed to love God with 4 key pieces of ourselves. And there's a reason that we were told to do this, right? In Luke 10:27, we are told to love God with all our heart, all our soul, all our strength, and all our mind. Think like the emotional with the heart, your spiritual love with your soul, physical love with your strength, and your mental love with your mind. And like these components of our lives all play pretty significant roles, and you don't want to be missing a piece of the puzzle, right? And physical fitness, I think, like can sound like such a broad term, and it means different things to other people, right? Because we're not all the same body. We're not all given the same body to work with. Some people have certain physical limitations, or some people are really talented physically at one thing and like it just comes naturally to them. Like I could not fathom running 13.1 miles, like a half marathon. I thought about it. I tried it. I was like, yep, I'm done volleyball. I'm going to train for a half marathon. Furthest distance I could do. Guess.
Couple miles.
Yeah, the longest run I was able to do was 2.5 miles. And then I felt like my body was shutting down. Like, no joke. But there's other things that my body is able to do. There's other ways God designed me that I can do. I can play a mean game of pickleball. I could play some mean pickleball, and I can move my body in that way and get things going, and it doesn't have to look the same. Like, if your definition of physical fitness is going on a walk, or is kayaking, or rock climbing, or... It really can mean different things to lots of people. So I guess that's an important disclaimer for this conversation, is like, when we talk about, like, we want you to be physically fit to help your faith life improve. We're not saying you need to go to the gym and you need to power clean and you need to whip out 100 push-ups and not break a sweat, or you need to run a marathon. It's not the physical fitness we're talking about. Think back to our episode that we did on balance. Like, there's balance for everything. I know that as a retired college athlete, I will never be in the same physical shape that I was when I was literally getting paid to work out for 40 hours a week. That's just not my life anymore. But there's other ways that I can adjust and still be physically fit as things change, you know? I think that was a bit of a rant.
And not being it like that, oh, I'm in peak volleyball shape at the peak of my career. Even if you're not at that point, that doesn't mean you're not taking care of your physical health. And that looks different through every stage of life. And it's different for every person. Everyone has different goals. But your body is a temple for the Holy Spirit, and you can't maintain that temple if its structure and base is weak. Whether it's lifting weights and strengthening your muscles, or doing cardio and strengthening your heart, there are different exercises and different things to do to strengthen different parts of your body. The same way you study for a test, you're reading books trying to strengthen your mind.
Trying my hardest to strengthen my mind.
You're trying to get closer with God, so you're reading the Bible and strengthening your spiritual health. Well, everyone knows how you strengthen your physical health. It's by working out and exercising. But all of these things are not spiritual, mental, physical. They're not separated, and they all intertwine. If one is weak, it harms the other two. So when one area is weak, in this case physical, it's going to impact the other two. Maybe it's a self-conscious thing of, oh, I don't like how I feel. Maybe it's a spiritual thing of, oh, I don't feel, for instance, my diet. I don't feel the closest when I'm doing poorly on my diet, and that reflects in my physical health.
Do you feel like that's because you feel guilty for doing poorly on your diet? So it's like, I don't want to talk to God because I know I'm messing up.
Exactly. It all ties together. So it's easy to isolate one and talk about it, but what's important is realizing how much they impact the others.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that there's something to be said. Like, you can't pour from an empty cup. So when we neglect any aspect of our health, physical, spiritual, emotional, mental, like, that lack means that we don't have enough to give. Like, I'm sure everyone's been in that place in life where you feel so drained, so exhausted, you don't have anything left to give. You want to give all this love to the world, you want to do good Christian service, you want to volunteer, but if there's nothing in you, no energy, you quite literally can't accomplish that. And God's got this beautiful plan for each of us, and I think that a lot of good Christian work does mean you need to take care of yourself so that you are able to best serve Him. Like, if you're meant to get out and volunteer, it means you gotta stand all day sometimes, right? There's other ways to volunteer where you don't have to stand all day, but say you want to get involved in, like, our church does coffee in the mornings. Like, being in the physical shape to run around and serve people coffee, like, those are the moments that, like, physical health comes into play. Like, the tiny little moments where you can see your faith life grow because of your ability to connect with others. I think, Sam, you're dealing with a lot right now where, like, you're inviting everybody to play pickleball with you. And I feel like that's a really awesome way for you to bond with, like, your guy friends. And you gotta be in physical shape to play some pickleball. It may be the sport for 65 plus people. But let me tell you, they will kill you.
Gonna be looking good at 65 plus.
They will destroy you, and they will have no remorse because they're so good.
I think a great example of that is, for me, being able to play pickleball and do well and invite all these people out is a great sign of physical health for me. how can I be the best Christian and evangelize and spread the word and be the best temple for the Holy Spirit if I'm unable to invite people out there, if I'm unable to talk to people out there, if I'm not able to do these things? Like, for me, that just happens to be a scenario that works for me. I'm able to invite people over. And that doesn't mean it has to be a physical activity. That's where it's different for everyone. You might not be evangelizing on a pickleball court, but in my circumstance, that's a great place for me to talk to people because it's a really neutral ground where someone who might not be a follower is more than happy to come hang out and chat.
Pickleball's a very familiar and friendly, non-intimidating environment. I feel like for me, like you talking about evangelism, I feel like physical fitness for me is like a way to worship because I feel so grateful for being able-bodied. Like, that's an incredible blessing that not everyone gets to be able-bodied, right? And so I feel like by moving my body and by staying in shape, I'm like honoring the gift that God gave me of being well enough to move. Like, when I go to the gym, I feel like it's a celebration of health, like a celebration of wellness. I'm like, it's like a gratitude practice, right? Like, I'm gonna go run, maybe not 13 miles, but I'm gonna go run a mile and a half because God gave me a body that can do so, and I'm so grateful that, like, He's enabling me to take care of myself in this way. And with certain physical activities like kayaking, pickleball, or even just a walk, that's another opportunity for worship because you get to go outside and you get to admire God's creation by being in the midst of it all. So I feel like worship's kind of an underrated part of physical fitness as well.
Yeah, truly getting to enjoy the experience of being a physical person and doing actual things. It allows for that kind of outlet other than just being in your head. It allows you to kind of experience more. It's just great.
I agree. This makes me want to go to the gym. I think I might go to the gym today.
To be fair, you planned on going to gym after this anyway. Meanwhile, I will not be. But that's okay, because I have other plans and I'm still taking care of my physical health.
You're going to exercise your spiritual health by hanging out with some brothers in Christ.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that where exercise can kind of walk the line of, like, vanity is when it becomes an idol and, like, you make yourself into an idol. Like, I know that was kind of a line I was struggling with when I was lifting a lot. Like, I would hit a new PR and I would be like, I am everything. I am awesome. No one can take me down. I'm on top of the world because I just pushed that weight like that with my legs.
You would definitely have a god complex after a new PR.
Yeah. So I do think that there is, like, that fine line between, like, honoring your body and celebrating life and celebrating wellness and, like, letting it kind of trickle into sin and, like, making yourself into an idol or idolizing fitness. And that's also worth kind of chatting about because fitness is addictive. I'm gonna just say it. Maybe not to everyone, but you can easily get addicted to fitness. You can get addicted to running, you can get addicted to weightlifting, you can get addicted to cycle classes. Like, it releases endorphins, it blows off steam. Like, it feels good after a workout. Sam might argue with me on that one, but...
Yep, I cannot argue that I've been addicted to working out. That is something I've...
You're addicted to basketball.
Yeah.
You crave basketball.
The basketball's fun. And when my knee starts swelling up, I stop playing basketball. So I definitely don't have that overwork addiction to the gym that you have.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope for me. I'm like banned from the treadmill because I'll get addicted to it.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go for a 5-minute walk and it turns into a 30-minute sprint.
Exactly. Because it just feels good. But like we talked about, balance is everything. And like if you feel that you're in the gym so much that you're skipping church to go to the gym, or it's taking up so much of your day that you can't spend time with friends and family, like that's when it's time to step back. But I think the main thesis of this conversation is that, like, fitness is a part of Christianity. Physical health is a part of Christianity. It takes physical health to accomplish certain, like, evangelistic deeds, and, like, there's ways to worship through physical fitness, and I think that's kind of just the messaging we wanted to get out there today. As two people who are clawing their way back into the gym very slowly. That front door is quite heavy. I took a good amount of time off exercise when volleyball ended, and I'm clawing my way back, folks. Sam's been clawing his way back for a year now. In a good way, not to say that it's taken you a year to get back in the gym, but you've been doing a really great job about taking care of your physical health, and it's inspiring me.
Yep, I'm down 90 pounds in a couple of years, so I'm very happy with seeing where I was and where I am. So there's always more progress to be made, but it's good to see that there are fantastic, not only just physical, but mental and spiritual benefits.
Because you know what it's like to not be there.
Yep. Not fun. I recommend changing it.
Well, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, go to the gym. It's great. It sucks, but, like, it's great.
The heaviest weight in the gym is the front door.
I hate that saying.
But you don't even have to go to the gym. You can just get out of your house and go on a walk. Like, we're not saying go to the gym, and that's the only way to get physical. We're saying move your body. Whatever that looks like for you, celebrate that. Thank God for that ability to move your body, no matter how big or how small it may seem to others. God gave you that ability to move for a reason, so move and celebrate it.
I always knew I liked basketball, but I couldn't just go from not exercising to basketball. I had to hop on the treadmill. I'm sure everyone has a goal that they want to get at, but you can't just start at the goal. There's steps to get there. So, hop on the treadmill.
Do your hot girl walk.
The treadmill is not fun, but it's a step in the right direction. Keep taking the steps, and then you'll get to where you want to get. And everything else falls into line.
Is that your advice of the week?
Mm-hmm.
That was very nice.
It works. And it only gets easier.
It does. It does. It's just really hard to get started. I think starting, or maybe you've been in the gym before and been moving your body before and you haven't for a while, getting back into it sucks. It's not easy.
Yep. But it gets easier.
It does get easier with everything you do. With every weight lift, with every stroke you row in a kayak. Does that make sense?
Sure.
We're going to roll with it. And whatever it is you may do to get active, every step you take, the next one's going to be easier. So thank you guys for joining us on Two Trees in a Pod. We are very grateful that you decided to spend your Tuesday morning, afternoon, whenever, if it's later in the week, with us, listening to our voices, rambling about getting in the gym, when in reality, this is the conversation we need to hear because we haven't been to the gym for a week. So,
but in reality, we both need to go to the gym, but we're recording this instead.
Exactly. No, we're going to go. We're going to go, and it's going to be good. We joined a volleyball league. We're going to go play volleyball tomorrow night. It's going to be fantastic. Outside time and physical fitness.
Let's go.
So we hope you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. We will see you next Tuesday, and stay blessed.